Hey everybody, Preferred Selection here. Welcome to another Terraria special. Today, I'm going to be doing something that was originally going to be a tutorial, but as I investigated this weapon and explored why it might be underrated or overrated or not used, I have come to the conclusion that everyone else has, that this weapon is bad. So, this is not a tutorial, this is an exploration of the Sandgun. This oft-maligned gun is generally given a bad rep for firing sand, being messy, and not doing very much damage for the point in the game that you get it. And people who say all those things about this gun are right. It looks like it does okay damage because it does 30 base damage. But once you factor ammo into that, it's really just pitiful. It's essentially like a Mega Shark that fires at a third of the speed. Like, Mega Shark does 23 base damage, this does 29. So even with regular bullets, like the Mega Shark, Gatligator, Uzi, all of those fairly early hard mode guns just way outclass this. So what we're doing now is I've got on pretty much the best possible gear I could think of. As far as I can tell, the Sandgun doesn't crit. It can be Unreal and Legendary, and it says it crits, so I don't know why it doesn't actually crit, but it certainly seems like it doesn't. I've tried this video a few times and have yet to see the Sandgun crit anything. So because of that, we are now in Menacing gear, and we're going to try to fight this thing without trying to crit, and see what happens. Very awkward arena that doesn't quite work. It's be pretty low to take advantage of the hard crystals and stuff that I placed around, which is not really very effective of a way to make an arena. You want to be able to get your heart lanterns and campfires wherever you are. But the nice thing about this arena, the thing that it does as advertised, as it was supposed to, is you don't get a bunch of sand clogged up everywhere, so that's good. So the real issue here is not so much staying alive. The issue is doing enough DPS to the destroyer. So I've kind of built myself in a way to hopefully do that. We have a really odd choice of what we're wearing, what we're doing. It didn't make sense to wear full Shroomite. I know Shroomite's really good, but the problem with Shroomite is you only get the bonuses when you're moving, and you can't afford to be... sorry, I keep saying that backwards. With Shroomite, you only get the Shroomite bonus to damage and to stealth and to de-aggro and all that stuff when you're standing still. And we're just not going to be standing still for that long. So it didn't make sense to wear full Shroomite. We are wearing Shroomite breastplate, Shroomite leggings. Those all made sense. But I couldn't find a justification for wearing the other Shroomite gear, the helmet. So, like, sand isn't a bullet, it isn't an arrow, it isn't a rocket. I tried all those on to see if they did anything, and they didn't. I mean, they all gave a substantial bonus to damage if I was standing still, but in a destroyer arena where you can't stand still, they didn't seem to matter. So I went with the Chlorophyte helm for the little bit of extra defense. The bonus to damage is still pretty good. Seemed to be the sensible thing to wear. Because remember, the Shroomite helms, they don't give you anything if you're not wearing what you're supposed to be wearing. Like, if you're not firing... Having trouble talking today. If you aren't firing arrows, bullets, or rockets, you're not getting anything from your helm. you're getting something from the breastplate, from the leggings, from the set bonus, but you're not getting anything from your helm. So the logical thing to do was to look at the Frost Helm, the Titanium Helm, Hallowed, all of those guys. And the Chlorophyte helmet that gives bonus to range gives you 13 defense, which is pretty good. So that's what I'm rolling with. I don't know if this is like perfectly optimized, but we're in pretty good gear. Where's the Destroyer? I feel like I lost track of him. There he is. Accessories, I think I've got one wording accessory on, maybe two, the rest are menacing. And the reason for that is, like, correct me if I'm wrong, I might sound really stupid for a second for the amount of Terraria I've played, but if something does a critical hit, it makes a red number, right? The other times that I've tried to make this video, I haven't seen red numbers. I'm seeing a little bit of red numbers now because I'm wearing the Star Veil, and I think that those stars can crit the Destroyer, but aside from the Star Veil, we're not seeing, like my Sandgun, the first few attempts I had at this, had like a 65% chance to crit. I should have been seeing red numbers everywhere, and I wasn't. So I don't think the Sandgun can crit, which is just wild. I don't see why it wouldn't be able to, but seems like that's the case. So, oh, and the Star Veil, I guess, is kind of giving us a little bit of unfair extra damage because it's not all from the Sandgun. But, I mean, so sue me. We don't have a minion out. You know, there's things that we could be doing to optimize this fight that we're not doing. But the Star Veil just made sense. Like, why wear a cross necklace when you've got Celestial Stone and Moonstone and all this other stuff? Why wear a cross necklace? The reason I'm wearing a Ranger emblem instead of like a Destroyer emblem or a Sniper scope is because of the crit thing. Again, the Sniper scope, if this weapon can crit, would be the obvious choice, but since that doesn't seem to be the case, like, when I had the Sniper scope on, the Destroyer ran away at about 20,000 health, and as you can see right now, the Destroyer's at about 20,000 health. So it definitely seems like the Sniper scope being traded out for the Destroyer, for the Ranger emblem was a good call. And now I'm at the point where I can kind of just tank this fight, which means that maybe I should put on a Shroomite helmet, but I'm not gonna, like, change armors in the middle of a Destroyer fight. Like what is this, a Frost Moon? Doing pretty good. I'd like to get lower in my arena because, well, I guess I don't need to. The only thing for me lower in the arena would be health, campfire and heart stuff, but our health's fine. I can't believe this is actually going to work. We're going to kill the Destroyer with the Sandgun. You know, I started this video, I started these series of videos, because I always record like 30 videos when I do one of these specials. It makes me so sad when I upload them to Reddit and like someone's like, oh, I don't want to watch a Terraria video, and then just like downvotes them right away. It's like, that took me like 30 takes, man. But anyway, neither here nor there. When I started doing this, my first few tries were in pre-mechanical boss gear. And oh my gosh, you do not want to do this fight in pre-mech gear. I tried it in adamantite, I tried it in titanium. Your Sandgun just doesn't do enough damage. Your Sandgun might do enough damage, but you have to like completely focus on the drones. Alright, so it is 2:51 a.m. So with absolutely bonkers accessories, absolutely bonkers gear, the Sandgun was able to take down the Destroyer at 2:51 a.m., which is very silly. So what we've learned from this is if you want to fight the Destroyer with a gun, use the Uzi, use the Gatligator, do another boss first and get the Flamethrower. But yeah, don't go after the Destroyer with the Sandgun. It just doesn't work unless you're in post-Plantera gear. So there you have it. Thank you for watching. See you next time.